وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ وَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ.
It's very important for us to understand it's not easy even on the prophets of Allah. Yunus alayhi salam was sent to a certain group of people, and what he did? I don't want to go to those transgressors. They are evil people, so sometimes you will find people who are fornicating, drinking, speaking ill, or maybe you will be amongst them in that moment only to say La ilaha illallah. So it's very hard if Prophet of Allah has tried to run away, then how easy it is for us to run away. So first of all, if you want to establish Dawah, you should establish it in yourself. Dawah table or Dawah movement needs to be established in your heart. There is always a breaking point in your life when you're going to decide, I will start doing something, and I will start it from now. So breaking point for Yunus alayhi salam was definitely in the belly of the whale. Yeah, when he says, when he made dua to Allah, where it says, Allah forgive me, I transgressed against myself. So when we do not obey Allah, when we don't give Dawah, we transgress against ourselves, we have our wealth. Imagine you are rich, you have millions, billions, and next to you are poor people who are dying, starving. Because those ones who do not enter Islam have no chance. They will have a smell of fragrance of Jannah. Not even smell of fragrance of Jannah. It's worse for you not to ask someone, invite him to Jannah, invite him to the way of the Lord, than to leave him hungry. I would rather leave a hungry person than a non-knowledgeable person to invite him to Islam. Okay, let's look into life of Sahabas. There is a beautiful example, and yesterday brother Saludin Patel has praised a little bit Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. There is not enough praise how much has the personality of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu done for Islam. But he had a moment as well. He had that defined moment when he said, now I don't care from this moment. So if we know in his story, it was actually in the time of Mecca when alayhi salatu salam has allowed us, Muslims and all, them to do hijrah. So they left, and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu has packed his camels and went as well, and he left. Because they were oppressed there. They went to Najashi in Abyssinia where was a justifiable king, and pretty much everyone knows the story. But on the way there, some Bedouin from some tribe, I forgot the name, stopped him and said, where are you going? He said, I'm oppressed due to us conveying this message. So now this person gave him a protection. I don't know if you know how it was in those days. So if someone gives you a protection, that means he's going to vouch for you. That means if you harm him, if you do anything for him, that person and his tribe, the whole community will fight him. So it was really unusual for someone to give protection from someone who belonged to Quraysh. Because Abu Bakr he belonged to Quraysh. He belonged to Quraysh, so he gave the protection to him. They went in Mecca back, he says, I'm standing for this man, I'll give him protection. You're oppressing him only because he's inviting to La ilaha illallah, I give him protection. They accepted it, but they said, only if you're not going to pray publicly. Why? Because he had so much control. When he prayed, people were gathering, kids and children and women, they were gathering, people were looking at him. He was crying like a baby, something that we don't do, of sincerity, because he understood he's standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So only him standing and praying in front of others was such a dawah that Quraysh hated him and said, okay, let him pray in the house, we'll leave him. So he said, yes, I'll do that. But as a character of Abu Bakr, he couldn't help it. He had a little bit of a garden or whatever it was, a veranda, a porch in front. So he used to pray in that place. So again, people start gathering around and watching the way he prayed. And there's a man, but he's crying like a baby. He's reciting something. It's so beautiful. It's so attractive that the people are accepting it. So it was dawah. That was a dawah moment for him. And the Quraysh said, look, we said we're going to accept your protection. But he needs to pray inside. They didn't like him. Didn't like him even praying in his own garden, or it was in the porch, or whatever it was, even it was in his property. He needs to go back in the house because they were saying he's still doing so-called fitna. He was still doing dawah. So the man comes to him and tells him, look, I offer you protection, but you need to bring me to your house. That was the moment when Abu Bakr, he clicked, he said, this is it, I'm down with you. He says, I don't need your protection, I am my protector. And he went out. So we need to find that moment. We need to find that moment when we're going to say we don't care if others will judge us. We need to represent Islam. Because if we don't represent Islam, who will? CNN, BBC, Fox News, will they represent Islam? Shame on us of not being active. Find that moment in